The next one is much shorter, and it's part of the excerpt that the handouts. If you haven't gotten a handout yet, they're back there at the table. So please feel free to take one. And I would be glad to help. I'll be glad to sign them in commemoration of this event. And like I said, I do appreciate all of you coming up. This next one's called Dogs. It took Bravo Company about a week of patrolling outside the wire to understand the infinite extent of their population. There's a shitload of fucking dogs out there, Mueller said to Dave Norris in the command center one morning. Come out with us, you'll see. Norris's job was in the command center, which kept him from going out every day, as Mueller did. But when Norris did go on patrol, piggybacking in when a squad was short a guy or two, he fully comprehended what Mueller was talking about. The dogs were everywhere. They looked like marionettes made of glued-together popsicle sticks and cotton balls, stretched out and rolled in dirt. They sniffed right up to vehicles, checking where soldiers left footsteps when they dismounted. The dogs paced along the tops of berms like lions, circling to lie down and bask in the sun. And Norris, along with the others, soon regarded them as agents of the enemy. This started out as a joke, because during the first month of patrolling, there was nothing from any enemy out there. No attacks, no IEDs. Mueller went to Bocook, his squad leader, who went to the CO and petitioned for permission to shoot the dogs as they saw them. This petition was ignored. On May 23rd, Mueller's squad, call sign Rough Rider 2, hit the company's first IED 200 meters east of the village of Al-Mashai. Norris was in the command center to take the radio calls, get the wrecker out, and make the report to hire. It was an 81 millimeter mortar buried in the side of the road. The lead vehicle in the convoy had rolled over a length of tube leading from the round, buried just under the surface. This squeezed the sides of the tube together, and the wires inside connected, completing the circuit. Boom. Gust, in the gunner's turret, got a concussion, and his earlobe sliced open by a tiny piece of shrapnel. But otherwise, there were no injuries. The next day, that squad got a day off. Bocook told Norris, we were rolling along and it was like everyone saw, but it was too late. He said it was like a bad auto accident. Everything slows and you think you might be dying, and you're sore as hell the next day. He said in hindsight they should have known it was coming. All the villagers were gone. There were no children, no donkey carts, and no dogs. 2 days after the IED strike, the CO led a cordon and search of Al-Mashab. 7 military-aged males, as they were called, were rounded up and taken to the holding facility. The decree was issued that all dogs could be shot on sight, with 3 conditions. The dogs would not be shot in villages or within 50 meters of any local national buildings. Only single-shot personal weapons would be used. No blasting the animals to bits with a 50 cal. And the dead dog bodies were to be doused with gasoline and burned. Bravo Company decided it needed to do something besides sit around and watch its soldiers get blown up. Mueller took to this with a frightening eagerness. Norris told Bocook that Mueller was exactly the type of man for that kind of shit. Who the fuck could enjoy killing a dog? Norris wondered aloud. Mueller went into graphic detail when describing his expeditions. They would see one on a berm or prowling too close to the convoy and shoot it dead, just like that. Mueller danced his hands in the air to mimic the dust and fur that flew when a bullet hit. Most guys preferred a headshot with their M4. They tried to kill with 1 bullet to end it quickly. Mueller shot a mother dog in the gut with his M4, and her dugs flopped out from her body. The dog recovered from that first shot and started dragging toward Mueller, spitting and fuming. Mueller could have hit its head, but he shot it 3 more times in the body before it finally stopped. When he was about to strike the match to light the fuel, he heard a soft whimpering. A litter of puppies dug into the side of a berm. They were fresh, eyes closed, and Mueller pulled them out. He threw the mother onto the pile and lit it up. Their numbers were never really affected. It was like the dogs grew out of the blackened spots left over from the burnings. Nobody in the company held the illusion that they were affecting the numbers or solving the dog problem. Soon the killing and the burning became a routine. The company reached a point where it almost felt remorse, because it knew that killing dogs was a weak substitute for killing the bad guys who never appeared. Guys stopped doing it, and it was said that if someone were to get shot because they dismounted to kill and burn a dog, it would be a hell of a thing to explain in an after-action review. And the dogs, for their part, forgave the men who had killed so many of their companions. They were indifferent, like ghosts or minor gods, because they had existed there, where the land surrounding the Euphrates meets desert, and had been hunting and gathering alongside hunter-gatherers long before any of the surrounding villages had been built. The company lay low as summer wore on, not as surly or arrogant, but whenever anyone found anything, be it a body or a vehicle or a stash of weapons, the men could tell the dogs had already been there, because flesh had been chewed and items disturbed with trails of eroded prints left in the sand. After the attacks that did come, with AK-47 rounds and RPGs and burning trucks, nervous men at outposts could see, through their night vision scopes, the dogs crawling around, their noses down, sweeping, tails bouncing joyfully, like dogs anywhere, consumed by the duty in front of them.